Clyde, this is more important than your silly hobby.
Damn it, blast! Now I'll have to start all over again. Haven't I told you never to interrupt me when I'm creating?
But you're always creating. I have to speak with you sometime.
Very well, very well. What is it?
Well, Mimosa is preparing mutton for dinner again. And I told you we're having company tonight. They'll be here at any moment.
Well, they should be thankful for the free meal, mutton or not. I'll warrant they don't leave a smidgen on their plates.
But Clyde, if we could only have a nice joint of beef for a change, or even that.
What? The price of beef and lamb is outrageous. I wouldn't pay it.
Darling, it's not as though you can't afford it.
My money is mine, and I don't intend to dissipate it on the needy. Don't see why we have to have guests anyhow. Plenty of hotels in Bermuda. What they want is a free vacation.
But Clyde, this has nothing to do with guests. I mean, darling, why can't we have a nice joint of beef for a change, or even...
I don't see you getting any thinner on our usual fare, Monica.
Why do I even waste my time talking to you? How can you be so close-fisted about money? Compared to you, Ebenezer Scrooge was Diamond Jim Brady. Excuse me. Lord Wickham. Excuse me, I just came from the kitchen and...
You too? Well, if it's about the money, Stafford.
It's about Mimosa.
Is she complaining or what?
She's not complaining, so I am.
About what? If you find your workload too strenuous or the wages insufficient, let me remind you that there are women aplenty who would mind a cushy job as a housekeeper on this estate.
My constant conversations are quite suitable, thank you. What I complain about that's only improper in a well-run household to have the parlor maid do the cooking. It's also risky when she's as inexperienced as Mimosa.
Nonsense! Anyone can cook a leg of mutton. Cooks are expensive. Although I do intend to interview some applicants to replace our recently departed Dora. One of these days, but not this week, I'm far too busy.
With your hobby again?
Not again, still. And I do appreciate the interruption.
Yes, sir. What did you say, sir?
And see to it that Mimosa doesn't go berserk with the spice rack this time. Just nice, baked mutton with none of her Jamaican adornments, understand?
Certain she won't, sir. Not after the last time.
I did not throw that leg of mutton at her. When I was merely brandishing at her and slipped out of my hand. Miss Stafford? Nancy! He'll trap her. Sweet and serene on the surface always, but a nasty heart deep inside her. Nasty heart. Excuse me, Lord Wickenham, but... Don't tell her. You've just come from the kitchen, right?
Why, no, sir. From the front door, you have corner.
Can it be those freeloading guests already? Well, don't bother me about it. Only to show them to the room.
Begging your pardon, my lord, but these are not any of the invited guests.
Who? Who in the world are they?
The police! Lord Wickenham, a Detective Inspector Brotherton is assisting Sergeant Amy Streel.
What in the world do they want? I didn't send for them, and to my knowledge, there's nothing criminal going on in my house, unless you count Lady Monica's wastrel approach to stalking our larder.
I do believe, sir, that they are here because they were sent for, however.
Sent for? By whom?
They insist it was
Lady Monica!
Milord.
Nonsense! She'd have told me if she'd sent for the police. At least I think she would have told me. Well, I don't suppose a man can be arrested for not serving his guests high cost cuts of meat, can he? Oh, why am I even bothering to conjecture? Let them in, or friendly, bring them in, by all means.
And what, milord?
Simplest thing to do is ask them why they're here. myself, and our son Algie, if he ever stops playing tennis long enough to visit his own home. But, drat!
Drat, sir?
The blasted guess! No telling when they'll arrive, but Monica seems to be expecting them momentarily, so you better cut a few more watercress sandwiches.
How many guests, Lord Twickenham?
Let me see here. There was Monica's sister Fredonia, and her annoyingly effervescent daughter Chloe, and B.B. Cavendish, that designer woman. It seems to me there was some... Ah, yes, of course. Miss Jasmine Perdue, that lady from Alabama Monica met on a cruise or someplace. Can't think of anybody else.
The French gentleman, Mr. Pori?
Monsieur Pori? No, so you don't mean Monsieur Pori. Pierre Pori?
Yes, that is the man, Lord.
What in the world makes you imagine he would come here?
He has already come, Lord Twickenham. I saw him from the kitchen window.
I'd say this is most awkward. Are you quite certain?
His appearance is extremely distinctive. I don't think I could be mistaken, sir.
Who in the world would invite him here, especially with Miss Cavendish coming?
Perhaps she invited him, sir. They are engaged to be married.
Were engaged, Mimosa, past tense. That's what makes things so bloody awkward. Oh well, let them sort matters out. None of my affair. How many does that make for tea?
The family and 5 guests. 8, sir.
Drat! But the watercress holds out. And don't you be getting in the potted meat spread through garden. Blasted bluebells are going sky high lately. I say, did I do that the other way?
No, please, it's quite a rough.
But damnation, Cole, I wasn't going to strike you again. It's the police, isn't it? Well, I hope you didn't imagine that. Well, it's quite embarrassing to blurt things out like that, especially with the constabulary within earshot. It could be misconstrued if not sufficiently explained.
Can I take a statement, Inspector Braddock?
Perhaps Lady Sergeant Tweedle should approve germane to the circumstances. Detective Inspector Benjamin Braddock, Lord Twickenham, and my assistant, Sergeant Tweedle.
Delighted. No, hardly delighted. I'm sorry, I'm just rather nervous around policemen, although I do bid you a most cordial welcome.
Will there be anything else, my lord?
No, nothing more at the moment, Renly, thank you. I am Silver, away!
Yes, sir.
Now, Inspector, I feel I should really explain that you just overheard.
Not absolutely necessary, sir, but if it will ease your...
Oh, yes, thank you, Edward. You see, 2 evenings ago, Oh, please excuse my manners. Take a seat, both of you. You're welcome. Don't break it with your beer. Now, as I was saying, 2 evenings ago, my maid, Mimosa, the young girl you just saw here a moment ago, and I were having a sort of employer-employee altercation in the kitchen. You see, she'd served a caper for dinner. Quite a nice caper, actually, but I'd expected mutton. Thought I'd specify mutton. And as a matter of fact, sir, to emphasize my point, I took this leg mutton from the fridge and sort of brandished it at her, holding it by the shank and saying something like, "This is what I mean when I say mutton, not caper mutton." Now, at the moment, the shank is rather slippery, and
You lost your grip.
well, joint struck her upon the forehead with a deucedly awkward moment for the both of us. Now, I apologize, of course, and that should have been the end of it, but today, just a moment ago, when I attempted a closer look at her bruised forehead, why, she must have misunderstood my movements and what reflexes being what they are.
I believe that clarifies matters quite prudently, my lord. Just one of those clear occurrences that pops up occasionally to plague domestic tranquility.
Yes, exactly right, sir. Thank you. But, I say, had she been taking down everything I've been saying?
It wouldn't surprise me. Her speed writing is quite miraculous. Although I do think both of the note-taking will be necessary at the moment, Dalma.
As you wish, sir.
But obliged, Inspector. It's difficult to speak when one feels every little grunt and hiccup is being logged for posterity. Now, as your presence here, my home, I'm quite at a loss, almost confounded, really. Did you say you were sent for?
Well, I have not yet said so, Lord Twickenham, but yes. We were signed here this afternoon by a
creature. For lack of a better description. Just a capital M? I wonder if my wife...
Wonder if your wife what, Clive?
Monica, you startled me! You must be taking speaking lessons from a mouse. But let me introduce you people. Detective Inspector Braddock and his note taker, Sergeant Freehold. My wife, Lady Monica Wickenham.
Lady Wickenham.
How do you do? Charmed, I'm sure. But the police? Here, Clive, what have you been caught at?
Well, apparently they were summoned here by you.
The Wickenham estate on Popliteal Beach is one that the police should hurry up and reach. There is something rather evil that is going on.
doubt that he will avail himself of her designer frocks. Would he?
Really, Inspector? Though I must say, that is a ludicrous image. Excuse me, the mysterious message. I really want to get back to my staff, Vicky.
I say, don't you have a sponge pad or some such? Tub licking is so unpleasant.
It's going dry, bone dry. Until we get a new shipment of fish from the government, I'm afraid we have no fresh water in the household. Haven't been able to bathe in the past 24 hours.
Nancy, what are you saying? No water in Cassitude any moment? How come I was not informed?
I thought you knew, Lady Monica. I spoke to Lord Clive about it late. Yesterday afternoon. He said nothing to your knowledge?
Oh, not a word! Clive and his all-consuming hobby. Sometimes I think I could take his Umbridge dictionary and brain him with it. Oh,
Maybe she's falling down.
ah! There you are, you wretch! How could you have failed to inform me that there's no usable water for arriving guests?
What you... Oh, I say, I have been a bit remiss. Yes, and Nancy told me yesterday, it seems that the dear departed Dora cooked the fish, so we can't exactly expect the water in the storage tanks to be free of mosquito larvae.
Cooked the fish! Oh, but that's utterly stupid, woman!
That's why Nancy fired her, I suppose.
So you're the reason we have only mimosas to the cooking for a houseful of jest! I wonder perhaps I ought to fire you in return!
Miss Jasmine Perdue.
Oh, Monica, I do declare, this is the loveliest house I've seen in all my born days. And the trees and the flowers and that incredible blue sky. And to think, you live like this all year round and with servants besides.
How very happy I am you could make it, Jasmine. Perhaps you should go to your room and rest after your trip.
But aren't you going to introduce me to all these lovely people?
Of course, after mimosa are made, my husband Clive, whom you already know, our housekeeper Nancy Stafford, our butler Remley, and this is Detective Inspector Braddock and his assistant Sergeant Peter.
The police? What's happened?
Nothing at all, Miss Perdue. Merely a routine checkup on puzzling matters. Nothing to concern yourself about, I assure you.
Well, that is a relief. In the movies, whenever the constabulary show up at a British mansion, someone's just being bumped up.
Stupid American.
Well, has somebody been bumped off?
Bumped up what?
American colloquialism, sir. At least I assume that's who you are.
But confound it, Inspector! I left him to get mimosa. Why would I return with somebody else?
Clive, you might be just a bit more civil, even if it goes against your nature.
Here now, what's stuck in your crop, Monica?
We have a houseful guest, you. No water was to bathe because you didn't tell me the fish had been cooked by that stupid Dora, and getting you to put up the money for a decent meal is like, it's like, trying to pull teeth from a tiger shark. At the rate you're going, my dear, you'll be lucky if you were to bump off before tea time.
Excuse me, Monica, but what has cooking fish got to do with my not bathing?
Bermuda has no well, so there is no fresh water.
Except when it rains.
So all the buildings have whitewashed roofs, the special rain gutters.
The water is stored in tanks, usually underneath the building in the cellar.
But mosquitoes make it standing water, so the government supplies fish to keep the larvae in the water before they can develop.
Unfortunately, I recently departed a daughter from fish were made for meals.
So she cooks the fish, and now there is no fresh water until some new fish arrive.
My goodness gracious, did you folks all rehearse this or what?
Bermuda gets a lot of tourists.
Explain, madam, it becomes kind of a reflex.
Excuse me, my lord, but I really must be getting things ready for tea and sandwiches.
And so you shall, young lady. Just as soon as we examine the sample of your handwriting.
I simply cannot believe Mimosa composed that mysterious message.
But that calypso Jamaican origin.
Unless that is what someone wanted us to assume. What? I do not understand. What mysterious message?
Show me the note, old Clive.
Aye. Don't you have it?
You still had it in your hand when you went to fetch the maid, sir. You did, Clive. I remember distinctly.
But I say, what? Oh, why, I must have set it on the counter when I insisted that Mimosa come back here with me. And go fetch it for me like a good girl, will you?
Do you think that is quite wise, my lord?
Especially if it is her handiwork. What a splendid opportunity to get rid of it.
Oh, how foolish of me, of course. Well, then I shall accompany her to make sure nothing happens to it.
I think we should all tag along.
I believe I heard the front door bell. That was my helmet.
Oh, I still have half 100 stars to lick. I must apologize for such an unusual welcome on your arrival, Jasmine. Oh, dearie me, don't. I think it's all ever so exciting. First the lovely grounds, then this magnificent mansion, and now a touch of mystery besides. It couldn't have been more fun if you'd actually planned it. Oh my, what a glorious view of the sea. But didn't I understand you to say this house was only a stance on the beach? Well, technically it is, but you see, that one step would carry you quite a ways down from this balcony. I'll say, that must be a 250-foot drop, 76 meters. Isn't that exactly the same height? Yes, but it sounds less precarious. Now let me show you the two rooms. Oh, not just yet, Monica. I'd like to enjoy this view a little longer. All that sea and sky and the air smelling so wonderfully fresh. Very well, if you prefer. But I simply must see what's going on in the kitchen. If you'll excuse me. Oh, certainly.
Miss Bibi Cavendish! Where did everybody go?
Perhaps I've come too early?
No, I assure you, Miss Cavendish. This room is walls full of people a moment ago. Please make yourself at home while I see just where everyone has gone. Oh, yes, of course. Thank you, Miss Cavendish.
What the blazes are you doing here? Wooing the woman I adore, of course.
such a sweat on the courts if I'd known.
But there does seem to be quite a storm brewing out there. Maybe Kingsley refilled before you know it.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Jasmine Purdue, a friend of Lady Monica.
Oh yes, Alabama person. How do you do?
Oh, I was just admiring your marvelous view from the balcony.
And getting an earful at the same time, I have no doubt.
Well, you and Monsieur Paris didn't exactly lower your voices.
We had thought that we are alone, Mademoiselle Belle.
I say, what's earful? What were you talking about before
Oh,
I
it's nothing, darling.
If you say so, Miss Cavalier.
Now sit here, Miss Pardue.
Mrs. Bretonia Pastadine and Miss Chloe Pastadine.
Who is the woman you adore? But isn't that just real sporting?
The British are sportsmen, Chloe. Never the French.
Even so, it goes beyond the sporting spirit from Monica to acquire your son's fiancé, former fiancé.
Solely not the name of your sister, Fredonia. I'm here upon my own invitation.
How totally gauche of you, dear.
And why should a friend of the family not drop by to pay a call?
Listen, Monsieur, you're my father's patient, never his friend.
You forget that your father's name is such a same manner. I should forever consider the Lord boy to take that. Get now, finish here. Go on, man. Go on, right in the face, yeah.
Friend or no friend, I find your presence here outrage. Otherwise, not having you, no problem for
You're really Fredonia.
Fredonia, French, there's no business being here. And Monica won't have you objected, I shall throw you off myself.
Indeed.
Go get him, Tiger.
Yes, sir.
Really, people got me getting along.
Brother Tubman's welcome to see your mother, Chloe.
Things always turn to road trip and then his mother is around, my friend.
The absolute cheek of that Frenchman. Coming here when I'm a fiancé to Bibi?
Still in all, it's easy to understand how he feels, Algie. When one has a love that seems unattainable, it becomes all the more attractive.
I know what you mean. Oh, my dearest darling.
Oh, my love!
Chloe.
Algie!
I don't care anymore. Let them see. My father wants to prove off way. I'm married anyway. Down the stupid inheritance.
Now, Algie, be practical! There's no way to support a life without your father's money. I mean, darling, you're not good at anything. What possible kind of employment could you seek here?
But I can't endure being without you, Chloe. If father would have the silly little notion
But that's ridiculous, Algie. He knows our mother's adopted daughter, even though we are technically cousins.
Father insists we scandalous nevertheless. I begged with urged, pleaded.
Friend!
Chloe, something to suggest.
Nothing else seems dead to his stubborn heart.
Please don't cry, darling. Everything will be all right, and soon, I promise.
Algie, there's nothing short of death that you get your inheritance. How can everything be all right soon? How?
Don't worry, I'll put a little head on such mundane matters. Just trust me and keep on loving you. You have nothing to worry about.
Algie, you sound so certain, darling. Suddenly, I'm afraid.
Well, don't be. I have a plan.
What plan?
But I didn't know what they were doing. I said, oh, but still, I can tell you, Inspector, I don't know what that blasted message is. I mean, I set it on the counter and now it's gone.
But are you sure,
No,
Mademoiselle?
no, impossible. I took her by the arm and brought her here straight away. I'd have seen her take it.
Going to be a big disappointment for the handwriting expert.
Oh, cheer up, Sergeant Fredo. Perhaps the mysterious message writer will be sporting enough to send another letter.
Would everybody like a cocktail? I certainly would. This entire situation is preposterous. Quite preposterous.
And if it weren't anti-friend,
She'd have one anyway.
No, really, Wonka. It's only because there's no fresh water.
Oh, but there does seem to be plenty on the way. And quite a wind whipping up besides.
By Jim, she's right. Better get these doors closed.
I say, how long have you been standing out there?
Oh,
anybody with the ability to open a desk drawer, Inspector. I don't keep it under lock and key, you know. Why would I?
Still and all, my sweet, you almost never leave your desk. Somebody would have to sneak in here after you go to bed.
It must be that dragon maid. Sneakiest female I've ever seen. Moves like a cat, never makes a sound.
But surely, Father, anyone can master the art of tiptoeing.
Then maybe it was you. You don't seem to wear anything on your feet but sneakers.
Sneakers are for.
Speaking. But why are you silent with the initial M?
Well, perhaps it stands for mysterious.
Or maybe for mischievous.
Nothing mischievous about it, Chloe. It had the sound of danger to it, a kind of warning. Oh, this is positively giving me gooseflesh. I do wish I'd seen it.
And that calypso rhythm definitely points to Jamaican origin.
Now, Lord Clark, you've been all over that already. The most of what we found out, she hardly gives a definite clue.
So now I wonder, could someone be trying to point the guilty finger at them? And if so, why? Does Mimosa have any enemies anyone knows of?
Only those about to eat her cooking.
Lots of things to do, very busy. Goodbye.
That was bloody awkward.
I must say, I do feel faith to at least take proper tea sandwiches.
Why, Monica, you seem to have forgotten a drink for yourself.
I already have one. If I could only remember where I set it down.
I believe that's on the end table, Lady Monica. It looks like street bird.
There's nothing like a good grain alcohol on a blustery day. And we certainly seem to be in for an extremely heavy dose.
God, look at this stuff. It's all I can do to get my lip up. Would anyone mind if I slip face up on the balcony with my mouth open?
Why don't you take my drink, Nancy? I haven't touched it. I'll just a fresh one.
Oh, I think you meant. Where is it?
Right there on the end table.
Dear me, we are in for it.
Can't come soon enough for me. I don't felt so sticky in my life.
Darling, so what is pronounced stinky?
That is positively scary. I don't release that drink.
You can't have that straight bourbon. It'll taste positively foul after the glue from the spout. Wait, let me make you a white spritzer instead.
Oh, why, thank you, Lord Wickenham.
Why, you're astounded. When you become so helpful, you usually remember for everything. To sharpen your pencil.
But he's much too busy right now. When a storm this big breaks, he has to secure every window in the house.
Lovely weather we're having, everybody. I think someone already closed the doors to the balcony. I'll just see to the kitchen and
Oh, no need, Henry. Mimosa never opens a window. Likes it positively torrid in there. Well, I'm surprised you people don't have central air conditioning in this climate.
Never really needed. Well, we blasted Ireland was so narrow we get sea breezes from all sides most of the year. Central air conditioning would be quite superfluous.
And expensive.
do not tease the good Dr. Monica. I admire a man who is careful with his money.
Excuse me, but did you say doctor?
The father's a neurosurgeon.
A world famous neurosurgeon.
Actually saved my life not too long ago, which I shall be forever grateful.
Ah, piece of cake. Nothing simpler than a cervical laminectomy and fusion. It takes a confounded long time.
Well, I hope this house at least has lightning rods. How naturally it does, Miss. How do we be sitting ducks in a thunderstorm otherwise?
I didn't hear the weather forecast today. Was the storm expected?
You seem so intense, Inspector. What is this about the forecast? Is it important?
Well, if our mysterious anomalous note right through a storm, do.
Bull Ash, what's a storm got into it?
Well, he might have removed the lightning rod.
Oh, dear me.
I second the motion. This house is on solid ground. I know both the grade and wind and is situated on the brink of the cliffside. Mostly coral, I believe.
typical weather forecast, is it not?
Actually, I was about to phone a lady friend. She's a bit of a klutz, I'm afraid. I want to make sure she made it home safely in this storm.
Very well, hurry up!
Would you care to sit down, Inspector? Thanks, this won't take long.
Don't waste my minutes!
Hello? Might I speak with Miss Magoo, please? Maisie? Oh. Your roommate. Well, when do you expect her? Oh, really? Where you are? Well, when she does come in, just tell her I called, all right? Thanks. She's a job interview, of all things.
Well, I certainly hope she glamors up a bit for it. A librarian. And looks it. Most pity, you know. Hair in a bun. Big eyeglasses. Shapeless sweaters or sensible shoes.
Oh, but that's really not pertinent. These people, I'm sure.
What Frenchman romance has always got an
No, look here! I'm a romantic hero with you, and I swear! No! Didn't we settle this match out of the kitchen? Pierre is free to stay on and visit so long as he does not attempt any more amorous events. But being a Frenchman, he will no doubt.
Why, how very flattering of you, Fred Donnell.
Oh, I do wish this awful storm would let up. Oh, that wind and thunder and lightning. It's starting to give me the creeping headaches.
Nothing is also to me. German sensation. I know exactly what you mean.
That's exactly what it is.
Algie, what sort of you? Yes, sir!
Who's this blonde lady? This is a beautiful blonde lady.
Hold the bloody dagger!
Dagger! What's that pistol shot?
Inspector, you see? It's getting
Yes. I'm afraid he is.
what?
Dead.
But dead of what? Was he shot? Or stabbed?
Actually, he's been strangled.
And now for a brief message from our sponsors.
Hello, amigo. I'm Chiquita Banana, and I've come to say bananas have to ripen in a certain way, and when they're flecked with brown and have a golden hue, bananas taste the best and are the best for you. You can put them in a salad, you can put them in a pie, any way you want to eat them. It's impossible to beat them, but bananas like the climate of the very, very tropical equator. So you should never put bananas in the refrigerator. To have bananas that are fully ripe would be a quality show. You take them over to the weather, and it will taste from June.
Well, I'm no medical expert, of course, but there are bruises on his throat, a total lack of respiration, protruding tongue, slightly bulging eyes, and certainly no sign of gunshot from a stab gash. The strength seems to come to the situation quite nicely.
Well, then whose blood is on the dagger?
Good question. Let's find out. How did the blood get on that dagger, young lady?
Just who are you? Why are you wearing that necklace shape? And what are you doing here?
I don't know. What question are you answering?
All of them?
You don't know what you're doing here.
Oh, why you are dressed like that?
Oh, who you are?
Yes! I mean, no! I mean, yes! I don't know any of those things.
Oh, that's a level store. Do you really think so, Lady Monica?
No, of course I don't. Then why say
she, just before the murder, came in and announced that T was served. Nothing. Didn't Nancy Stout have trouble in speaking when I first met her because she was licking stamps?
You said it because I had a porn accent.
Forget that.
Sorry.
And didn't Algernon breakfast be so terribly stinky? Sticky.
I said sticky Chief Inspector.
That's besides the point.
What point?
The point that since neither Nancy nor Algernon had access to water after Dora destroyed Larvae and fish in the tanks, with what did Mimosa make the tea?
With bottled water, of course, Chief Inspector.
What bottled water?
Surely you don't imagine what brewed tea the water in the tanks.
That's what I was doing.
Doesn't that tea taste especially fish in bottle?
Yes, come to think of it, but if there was bottled water available, why didn't Nancy just drink some of that to get the sample off the tongue?
Because Mimosa were a lesson. We were down to glass bottles. She said she needed it for making tea, with so many guests due to arrive.
Also, Nancy, it gave you a marvelous excuse for getting into our liquor.
You never did like me.
Does anybody?
Hold it! We're getting off track again. Let's get rid of old vibes, cadaver, and go with this investigation.
Well, shall I erase that bit about Mimosa and the tea, sir? Or do you want me to turn in an honest report?
No, really, Alma.
Oh, I'm only joking. It'll spice up my chronicle quite nicely.
What chronicle?
Well, Hercule Poirot has his Hastings, and Sherlock Holmes has his Watson. Well, you got your Creedle.
I say, do you mean that you're writing detective entertainment based upon my departmental exploits?
Who else have I got?
Let's get back to the investigation, shall we?
Oh, the body! What about removing the body?
You're rather pushy for a main suspect.
I thought the most officer main suspect. That was before he heard about bottled water.
Tank water is used only for bathing and washing things.
I knew that.
Look! Can we please do something about Uncle Clem's cadaver?
Yes, yes. Grimley, you're reasonably well done. Would you and Algernon do the honors, please?
Well, certainly, sir.
Sure.
Reasonably well built.
Oh, trying to keep the rear end from dragging. The rug's just been vacuumed.
Sorry, sir. By the way, where are we taking him?
It doesn't matter, just so we found him here. But you can't just impose a dead man anywhere.
Would somebody please decide?
Oh, there's no light switch, you know. Lady Monica, it's your house now. You decide.
Up on his bed, I suppose. On the left side, if you don't mind. I sleep on the right. But surely it's nice enough you want one, please.
Well, I have to sleep someplace.
Actually, he won't be there for long. And just as soon as the medical examiner is finished with him, he'll be removed to the morgue.
And just how do you propose to summon the medical examiner, Chief Inspector?
Why, by telephone, of course. I say, where is the telephone?
Sorry, I was here but a moment ago.
Well, it's not as though there were any harm about it. I mean, dead is dead, no matter when that examiner gets here.
I must say you're taking your husband's death very casually, Monica.
And why not? It's not as though I even liked the man.
I didn't think so either. Either.
Yes, very good, Master.
He was rather a pain, wasn't he?
You can say that again. Quite an intolerable person, all in all.
Overbearing, demanding, crude, ill-mannered.
Stop! Are you people crazy? This is wrong. All wrong.
But what is, sir?
Don't you know that after a murder had been committed, the spies often do great things to insist on how much they adored the victim? I mean, suspicion of murder is always most uncomfortable to undergo. Even those who absolutely loathe the murder victim always insist that he was lifelong chums. And then it is the job of the investigating detective to prove they're lying, don't you see?
Would you rather be all right about it, Inspector?
That is...
Seems to me that expression our displeasure Lord Cleve's existence makes your job a lot easier, doesn't it?
Well, I guess if you put it that way.
Let me get this straight for my official note-taking. You all despised him?
I did not, after all the
going to hell.
Stop! Stop there! Why did the killer have to be someone unattractive?
And like Nancy.
Yeah, I mean like you.
Well, Fredonia is no prize either.
Hold it! Hold it! All of you! The fact that this beautiful blonde, that sensational figure, and that entrancing negligee was found standing in a middle-class body holding a bloody dagger does not mean she's guilty of anything. There's something that happened in the dark that you all don't know about.
Hold it! Not so fast. Did we miss anything while we were gone?
Well, Inspector Braddock has determined that this beautiful blonde is innocent.
Oh, very good.
Is that all you wrote down, Sergeant Beadle?
Well, all that would make you look like a nincompoop.
Inspector, you're saying something that happened in the dark that we all don't know about?
Right. While I was over by the sideboard, someone rushed past me in the dark. And it definitely was not this adorable creature with the dagger.
I don't need to tell you your business, Chief Inspector. But shouldn't somebody take that thing away from her?
We would all feel a bit safer.
Hey, you now, young lady. I'll take care of that.
And I'll help you clean it off.
Thanks ever so.
No
trouble at all. But Benjamin, is that quite wise?
Is what quite wise?
Getting the dagger cleaned. There might be fingerprints or something.
Then be my fingerprints, you already know that. What about the blood?
What about the blood?
Might it be upon just whose blood it is on that dagger? Well, we know it's a little blood. He's never been strangled. Yes, but with the blood on that dagger and the message written in blood on the chart, might the two facts well tie in somehow?
She has a point, Chief Inspector. Damn it, blast, you're right. Ridley!
Lean as a whistle.
Oh well. Probably wasn't an important clue anyhow.
You hope.
I say, where's Mimosa?
Cleaning up the blood spots on the sink.
Are you people all crazy? A death in the dark, a bloody dagger, a mysterious intruder, and now the dagger's all washed off, and a major clue vanished forever. No one can get excited about it. In case it has sunk into any of your thick heads, there's a killer on the loose, and in his house. I need something more than this watered-down excuse for cocktail. They came for good old Southern Town mash burger.
Not enough ice. No, bad beer. No, she's trying to tell us something. I wish you'd perhaps she's trying to put us
Some people simply cannot hold their liquor.
But she did get drunk rather quickly.
Especially since she's a southern lady from Alabama who must certainly be used to drinking hell. Native brew?
You don't suppose there's been foul play? Foul play! Foul play!
But who would want to harm dear, sweet, innocent Jasmine Peck-Deer?
Of course she wasn't meant to make Snoop.
Always loitering about. I noticed that we're hearing things.
So just what, dearest darling, out here?
Nothing beloved, baby. Darling, beloved.
My son and Miss Cavendish are engaged to be married, Inspector. It's to be the wedding of the season. Would you like to come?
Oh dear, not another startling.
Excuse me, but if you two are engaged to be married, why haven't you so much as gone near one another ever since everyone started arriving here?
Oh, never thought of that.
Neither did I.
My precious.
Sweet.
Yeah.
There you are,
brushed past me over by the side of the dark, they did not waft an aroma of a blood-cunning means haunting fragrance, as does this ravishing creature even now.
So, she's innocent because you smelled nothing when whoever it was brushed by you at the sideboard in the dark?
Nancy, you're not paying attention. He said he did smell something. The odor of bitter almonds.
Right, so that must have been the moment when the cyanide was introduced into Jasmine's drink.
But it wasn't Jasmine's drink. It was my drink. The one I left on the end table.
The drink that I almost drank after all the stabbing. But luckily for you, Uncle Clyde insisted on making you a different cocktail.
Which was quite uncharacteristic of the man, oddly enough. So you'd think he knew the bourbon was poisoned?
How could he? That is to say, at the time he placed it upon the sideboard, it wasn't poisoned. That happened while the lights were out. If Chief Inspector Braddock is correct about when he smelled the cyanide.
It is all confusing.
Yes.
But I have no doubt that there is a solution to everything that's occurred here. If someone could just think of one.
Isn't it your job?
She's got you there, Inspector. What really did happen when the lights were out?
Well, I have not formulated my theory yet.
You will let us know when you do, I hope. Careful there, or you'll become his main suspect again.
Did we miss anything?
This is all.
Ever so exciting.
You disposed of Miss Pellew so quickly.
It was easier than disposing of the governor.
She didn't weigh half so much.
And where did he put her?
Right beside Lord Clive.
What? In the same bed with my late husband?
Well, we couldn't very well put her in the guest room, Mumsy. Why not? Because at the rate you're solving mystery, you may need a place to stay. Thank you, I think.
I will not have that detestable woman in the bed with Clive, dead or alive.
Detestably, Monica. If that's the way you felt about Jasmine Perdue, why did you invite her here?
Well, I suppose I really ought not to let bygones be bygones.
Then why demon detestable in the first place, Lady Monica?
Did I say detestable? Oh, well, what I meant was adorable, of course.
Then what you meant to say was you would not have that adorable woman sharing bed with your late husband.